and today I am going to do another currently inked video. I have a lot of pens inked up. I'm going to be starting on a project that I'm excited about. I will talk to you more about that at the end of the video. So meanwhile, join me for my currently inked writings. And I will start with a little cup of my new favorite Earl Grey tea, which is from Smith Tea Makers. So I have that all ready to go here. So please join me. Let's get started. Okay, the first inked up pen is my Twisby Eco with a purple cap. And that is inked up with my Rohrer and Klinger Cassia. And it is, I don't know if you can see it in the bottle, but it's a very bright, pure purple color. And it fits, it's really similar to the color of the cap, I'd say, almost identical. So I inked it up with that. And so that is my Twisby Eco fine nib, and that is the Rohrer and Klinger Cassia. So really nice in this pen. Of course, the Twisbys, you know, they're just so consistent. You just always know that they're going to work. They're always there for you. They don't mess up. So that's really nice. I'm gonna do a little bit bigger of a writing swatch here for people as we go along. So you can see the color, maybe a little more, especially if it's a shimmer. So that's the Twisby Eco, Rohrer and Klinger Cassia. All right, so the next one is my Conklin medium point, and I have that inked up with the Diamine Inkvent Sub-Zero. And by the way, I have a lot of pens inked up with the Diamine Inkvent colors right now, just because I want to take advantage of all of those samples. They're very generous samples, and play around with them before I forget about them. So this is my Conklin. Now this one is, I'm not sure if I showed you, this has a lot of turquoise aqua shimmer. So this is the Conklin medium point, and it is a Diamine Inkvent Sub-Zero. So it seems to be working pretty good right now. I won't be leaving all these shimmers in for very long. I just want to play with them a little bit. So, but this is a really pretty shimmer ink. It's going to be fun to use. So, yeah. All right. So that is the Conklin pen with Sub-Zero. So the next pen is another Twisby Eco, and you can see that it has an ink that also has a lot of shimmer, and that is my Diamine Inkvent Pink Ice. And by the way, a lot of these are not in their original bottles right now because I've been doing some trading with Doug at ZiaWoolz Studio Buzz, and when she does her paper ink pen reviews and things, she goes by Paper Dog Paper Talk. So if you are not familiar with her, she is just a prolific fiber artist, and she is really an avid pen and ink person too, so please check out her channel. I will have her description below, and I'm going to talk about her more at the end of this video because it was her inspiration that I used to start what I'm going to be doing in this new project. So anyway, this is another shimmer, and this is in my Twisby Eco, again the diamine ink vent, pink ice. Seems to be doing fine in there now, but wow, it just, you know, there's so much shimmer in there. But seems like it's doing all right. I had to pause for just a second. My dog was going crazy, so I might have to pause again here in a second. We'll see how it goes. All right. So anyway, this is the diamine pink ice. All right, the next one is a Twisby Swipe, and I won this in a giveaway from Inky Rocks, and this avocado color is actually not available in the US. It's a color that's available in China, I believe. So it was really nice to be able to receive it. So again, this is a Twisby Swipe. This is actually an extra fine. And as you can tell, it has quite a bit of feedback, but writes well. And this color is really nice. It's pretty light, but it's a very natural color. Oh, I forgot to show you the color. So this is another Rohrer and Klinger. This is Alt Goldgrün, and I think it means gold green. So anyway, I like these Rohrer and Klinger inks. So that's what this is. So I added the name of that ink there. So this next one I did a review on after Christmas. This is the Bennu Mistletoe, and it was a Christmas present, and it looks very festive and holiday-ish. And this one I have inked up also with the diamine ink vent Garland, and this ink I think really matches this pen perfectly. So that is the Garland, and this is the Bennu Mistletoe, and it is a medium, and it's a really nice nib, really nice pen, very smooth. I think I'll enjoy writing with this pen and ink. I'll use this ink for some of that new project. And it's a really lovely teal blue-green. And it is the diamine ink vent Garland. So yes, that's a really nice, I'm really enjoying this pen. All right, so the next pen is another Twisby Eco demonstrator, and with a clear cap. And it's also a fine point, writes really well. This one I almost continuously have inked up with the Pilot Iroshisuku Shinkai because I love this color. It's a very subtle, subdued color, but it's great for writing, and it works really well. Kind of a cornflower, dark cornflower blue, a little bit grayish. So that is the Pilot Iroshisuku Shinkai. It's a lovely ink in a, really great pen. Like I said, these are always a joy to write with, and very consistent and predictable. So yeah, this is kind of a, kind of a midnight bluish gray cornflower kind of color. So pretty wet, really nice, inked up pretty much all the time. Okay, so the next one is my Twisby Go, and right now I have this inked up also with a shimmer, another diamine ink vent, and it was the vintage copper. So I've got that in my Twisby Go right now. This one is a medium point, and inked up with the diamine, oops, I'll put that in a second, vintage copper, also an ink vent. And it's a nice, kind of a sandstony, I don't know, reddish brown, natural color. Yeah, pretty nice. Okay. So the next one is my vintage Schaefer Touchdown. And I have to say that this continues to be, I think, that my most smooth, glidey, glassy writer. It does have a 14 karat gold nib, and it just is a joy to write with. So I have it inked up with this diamine ink vent Ruby Blues, which is a sheening ink, has a really lovely red sheen. And you can see swatches of these, inks from the ink vent in a color by number project that I did. So anyway, this is the vintage Schaefer Touchdown medium nib. And again, it's a 14 karat gold nib. It really, it just writes really well too. I never have any problems with it. It's kind of like the Twisbys, where it just writes every single time I pick it up. So I am really enjoying this pen, and this ink does really, really well in it. I'm really liking this ink as well. I think they're going to come out with the products so that you can buy, all of those that were part of the ink vent calendar. So there are several, but this is probably one that I am going to buy. Oops, I forgot to write down. Diamine ink vent. Ruby Blues. Really nice. Okay, so moving on, I have my Caveco Brass Sport inked up. I decided to ink it up with this very last diamine ink vent selection. It was called All the Best, and it is a shimmer and a sheen, and it's a really pretty red ink with a little bit of a pink rose hue. So that is in my Caveco Brass Sport. Another pen that I love. I have a couple Cavecos. They're great pens too. They're up there with my favorites, including the Twisbys. But I'm getting such, really nice additions pen-wise lately that, gosh, I'm having a hard time. I like them all. I have, some that I like more than others, but I'm really enjoying some of the new ones too. But this, again, is a really consistent writer, and this was the Diamine ink vent number 25. It's the last one. And it's called All the Best. So this was All the Best. And it is really nice in this pen. And when I do a little bit more of a swatch kind of thing here, you can see, I think you can see that it's got more red, more of a reddish hue. All right. So the next one, I just did a review on my latest video was on this pen, and it is a Narwhal Skulkal Porpita Navy, and I am really enjoying this pen. I love the feel of it. I love the look of it. And I love the writing. The nib is great. It's a very glassy, smooth writer also. And I have it inked up with this Diamine Winter Spice. I wanted to have a brown ink to go with it. So that's what is in here. And it is the Narwhal Let's see if I spelled that right without looking. And it's really Skulkal, I think. Porpita Navy. And I believe this is a fine point. And it's inked up with Diamine ink vent, Winter Spice. Like I said, it's a very smooth writer also. This is a fairly wet ink, but it just kind of glides along. And I am really enjoying this pen, I have to say. It's definitely a new fave. All right, the next pen is the Moonman Eyedropper. I inked it up with this sample ink that I got. No name sample came. 4 samples came with my glass pen, my glass dip pen company. And this is my sorry, Moonman Eyedropper. So this is a violet shimmer sample from the Glass Dip Pen Company. There was a bright pink, there was a more of a blue, and a little bit of a darker purple in that sampling. And they're all really nice, like I said. So this is definitely kind of a violet. Very pretty. So that is the Moonman. Oops. Eyedropper. The last pen that I have inked up today is my washi tape Kenai pen, and it is inked up with the Pelikan Edelstein Golden Barrel. And as you can see, this is in a Diamine bottle, but it is several samples from the Goulet Pen Company of this ink, because the 50 ml bottle was out of stock when I was trying to order it. And then as soon as I ordered it, they sent me a notification that it was in stock, but I'd already ordered the samples. And then probably 2 hours later, it was gone again. So anyway, this was the ink of the year. And it is just, I mean, it is so shimmery. It almost looks like mercury, except that it's gold. So anyway, it's kind of a fun ink to play around with. But this is the last pen. It is from the washi tape. And it's a Kenai pen, medium. And this is the Pelican Edelstein Golden Barrel. I have to give you a little bit of a more of a decorative glimpse of this ink here. So pretty light, but it would be great for, you know, for certain applications, I think. And it's kind of fun. So we'll see. I'll go through the 12 mil sample and then I'll see if I want to get a bigger amount of it. Anyway, but that is it for the currently inked samples right now. And I just want to briefly show you something new. This is coming up for a project, and it is a William Hanna leather journal notebook. And I was introduced to this notebook from Michael Jecks of Writerly Witterings. This is his favorite notebook, and it's really fun. You can choose the inside cover color, you can choose the outside cover, you can choose all of these different tabs. So it's kind of fun. So I got this bright purple, and it's a ring binder, but it doesn't, the rings don't open, but you're able to change the pages. And what you do is you just pull them from the top to bottom, pull them out, and you can then place them in a different location wherever you want. So the idea for this I got from my friend Doug, and again I will link her YouTube channel below, but she has a recipe book, and in the book she uses, you know, her pens and inks. And I thought that was a great idea and a way of using all of these different pens and different inks. So I'm going to do that also. All of these pages, you know, I got just dot grid. I don't want any calendars or anything on this particular notebook because I have others. So this is just going to be exclusively for those. I want to look through old recipes and find ones that I'm still using. And I also want to just gather a bunch of recipes from the YouTube channel, because I do a lot of cooking and I get a lot of the recipes from the YouTube. So I think that'll be really fun. And this is just gonna, you know, have different recipes in different sections. So more on that later. I will show you more as I go along. Just wanted to give you a little bit of a peek at what I'm gonna use this new journal for. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.